Welcome back to Sandustry. We're gonna pick off where we left off last episode, and that means that we have to redesign this seat wetting technology that we have right now, because, well, frankly, it isn't working. What we're gonna do first is just quickly let the water drain down to the bottom. And this is gonna be fine. It's gonna fill up little pockets over here, and while this might look like it is not a great idea to start with, it's probably fine. And just like that, this entire area has been decommissioned. We're going to be doing something slightly differently. First, we need some columns where the dry seed is going to fall into the wetting area. That is going to be this tube. Now, why am I using these instead of the normal ones? The idea is that the wet seed that is going to be pushed up by the dry seed has a place to fall back down into the wetting area, where it will be pushed along again into the launcher to continue its journey. That's going to require a bunch of these clearing frames and some normal conveyors underneath to help it. Then we're going to have this nice water column, and this water column is going to be putting water into this seed basket, because water in this game doesn't work entirely like it does in real life. In real life, bases on both sides connected by a pipe, a gap of blocks if you will, equalize their water in height. Not in this game. In this game, it just stays here, which is great, because that means this is a solvable issue. It's a little different from what we had before, but I think this is gonna be fine.
You sure about that?
At least, I hope. First, of course, we're actually going to need the dry seed to fall in just this area. Now that is pretty easy to manage. There, just like that, that's all done. These are capped, we don't want the other stuff going up there. Seal off our water issue, put the seeds in place. Now this can just act as a little hopper, and off to the races we go. Close this off, just to make sure nothing gets in or out on accident. Relay the pipe, and as you can see, it starts filling up, but it only fills up this column. It doesn't actually start filling up this area over here. So, with that said, let's reconnect these launchers and open it up. Let's just kickstart it with some seeds to see how it does. As you can see, the wet seed is building up here. Ooh. And before I forget, let's make sure only wet seed actually goes through. And you know what? Let's add some filters that say, yes, you're allowed to drop through wet seed as well. I mean, it's working. It's not perfect, but it is working. Now, before we start solving planters, I want to make a slight adjustment to this. I think it should be fine if this is just one lower, reconnect it with the thermal buffer, and this should give us plenty of clearance to get the burned residue. And now let's go get some sand to unlock a couple more technologies. Specifically, I need these pyro dispensers. Those pyro dispensers are going to be vital in making sure, or at least trying to make sure, that our planter boxes are not going to clog themselves with plants that are unable to be burned. Found some more fluxite. I'm gonna go for the hydro sponge this time, because now we can just pick up this water and dump it over here. This shaker area is now starting to clog, and that is because the normal sand has nowhere to go. We need to send it back. Now let's make sure this column actually lands into this area, and it does, which is great. Let's give it a little bit of sideways, just so it actually dumps into the area with the water. Now some manual cleaning up. So as you can see, a lot of normal dry sand is continuously cycling, so it's about time we grab some more water. And here we go. So the seed wetting works, but this wet seed is an issue. As you can see, the dry seed falls through the wet seed, which makes it a little annoying. And I can't use the filters down here because that's just gonna mean that the water's gonna fall out the bottom. Let's grab the water that we dumped over here and just toss it onto this little pile. And more water. That's gonna be the last of this reservoir shortly. Now, as you might notice when you get down to these last few pixels to evaporate or process in any other way, especially for liquids, it can become a bit finicky on whether or not it actually wants to register being hit by the flamethrower to vaporize. Now, and we also have more water here, so let's melt some of this. Blocking off this path so it doesn't, get stuck in there. We'll have ways to deal with this soon. Well, soonish. Cleaned up our taskbar. And there we go. That's already a ton more. This should give us enough money once this is processed to actually get the pyro dispenser. Ooh, see, here's what I mean. Sometimes it just gets stuck. What if we ever so slightly adjust it? Put some launchers, put a cap, and wet seat filters. Will this help? That's the question. Maybe, maybe not. In the meantime, we've earned enough money to unlock the pyro dispenser, which fires flame bursts every 3 seconds when fueled by an adjacent thermal buffer. Now both the fan and the pyro dispenser are going to be critical into making this new layout work. However, the fan has some issues, so to say. The fan is extremely static, in the sense that it allows several directions for the wind to be blown. However, you cannot place another fan anywhere in the area of effect. Now you can push them towards each other, but I don't think that's gonna work very well. The force the fan puts on the blocks is very strong. Whatever is being blown away by the fan into a wall is basically actively getting compressed back into more of a block and less into the powdery snow or flowery petals. Let's see if I can put something together to demonstrate. Welcome in the box. This is going to simulate the planters that we have, kind of. We're going to use normal filters instead of planters because they work a bit differently. And what we're going to say, you're going to block flames. Why not? We can make a little hopper, just like so. Then we'll have our plant, and let's create a copy of this. In this version, we're going to blow stuff out the bottom. In this version, we're going to try and blow it out the side. Now for this version, I reckon this is a better structure. Let's see if that's true. Let's get the cryoblaster, add it to our toolbar, and get some snow. What about this? Aren't you supposed to allow everything except flame? Why is snow not going through? Let's try something else. Let's actually say snow is allowed. Maybe snow is a bit finicky. Yeah, see, it works weird sometimes, these things. Because yes, they blow it and move it, but they also heavily compact it, almost solidifying it. Or not almost, definitely solidifying it. I think this is the winning design. Let's remove all of that and destroy the evidence. There, nobody saw that. Now gold is heavy, so gold is going to sink right away. And with the walls being what they are, so let's put it like this. Say a methylase is allowed to go through, and let's say we're going to go about 6 high. That leaves us with this growing area, pyro dispenser, and some thermal buffers. Now you might be wondering, how the hell are we going to get the seeds in this closed environment? Well, that's what we have the conveyor portal for. At least for this first bit of setup. I'm gonna continue tinkering a bit and then we'll see what happens. This is the range of one blower and there's no way to adjust it. So what I'm gonna do, and as you can see it holds over here, so let's destroy these so we can actually see how far it goes. Till there. All of this is gonna be planter box. All of this is gonna be thermal buffer. What now? A methylase is gonna be blown out. And we'll continue its journey downwards. Now the question is, how can we keep getting seeds in at regular intervals without them clogging up too much? Let's copy paste this part. Let's say every 3. That sounds good to me. And let's say you are just gonna drop some wet seed in every couple of paces. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so this is, clogged again. And the issue really is that the wet seed, it floats. That's the real issue. Wait, do we have any water in here? Oh, no, we just don't have any water in here. Maybe that's also the issue. I'll deal with you later today, but I will fix you. Let's concentrate the wet seed storage a bit more, so we have some space. So let's say the seed storage is going to be gone eventually. In fact, let's do that now by shoving it into this box instead. This is going to allow us to actually align it with how it is going to be, and I am going to close this off just in case any seeds falls out. Because now we need a chute for gold. We need to get it onto this belt over here, which doesn't seem like an issue. So what we'll do is quite simple. We'll do it like that. Let's help the wet seed out a bit. Oh, nope. Get back here. the perfect funnel. Now this area I want to start using as a methylus storage facility. Nothing fancy, just I know that, for every piece of gold we're gonna make like 4 pieces of the flowers, so we need some space to get this done. Only thing that bothers me about this is that there's no way to connect it using a vertical portal, but what we could do is remove this, put this down 4 spaces, grab some chutes, move these down, and these are going to be little containers for lava. All right, let's give it a go with one hand. Flowers bloom, touch the ceiling, get lit on fire. Actually, you know what? Let's make this thermal buffer as well, just so we have maximum surface area for potential flames to hit. And one aerokinetic fan that I completely forgot about. Let's open her up and start charging these thermal banks just a bit. Now, from what I recall, and this might be wrong, I mean, I'm not an expert at the game after all, even though there's fire continuously happening here, this will not affect the amount of flowers and golds you get out of the seeds. They'll just stay there as a pixel that is very eager to actually finish growing. And until it actually has made the little flower and the gold, it will just keep going. If it has no more place to go, it will just keep running itself around in circles. And this seems to be working decently. I say decently because this fan is actually not really doing anything, is it? At least the fire is spreading, so that's nice. Now our water supply issue. Yeah, we're just plain out of water. So let's start boiling away our reservoir water to top up the little basin we have up top. There, that's essentially all the water we have. That's fine though. And let's spend a little bit of our gold to research wall lights. We can place these almost anywhere in the cave system, and as you can see, they light up the underground area, providing permanent visibility instead of hiding it in a fog of war. Now just look at the shimmering texture of this steam. This is a texture you will rarely see. Ah, I see, it is still capped. There we go. Pond is refilling nicely. Let's see if we can get some sand to make use of that water. And a bit of insurance to hopefully keep snow out of the pond, because as soon as snow hits the water, it will start to freeze over, meaning no sand, no gold, no nothing. And now we're just doing some more digging while we wait for more flowers to grow. More dirt on this side. Just quickly checking on our flowers. Yeah, our methylase is really annoying. Let's see if it helps to give it its own fan down at the bottom and just to give it a little bit more space. That's better, at least a bit. So let's try doing a quick fix for this situation. What if we place down some filters here that only allow through the wet seeds a little bit earlier than the ones that we have right now? Yeah, it looks to be quite okay. Kind of. Man, seeds suck. Look at the heat of this. That's amazing. Let's give this a hand. Yeah, I'm not too unhappy with that actually. That gets us tier 4. Incoming uplink. Perfect. Before we authorize any scale up, protocol demands a subsurface scan. Anomaly detected. Copy that, I'm tagging the coordinates. Get down there and report what you see. Objective, investigate the signal source. Before we do that, I want to get the gun. Ooh, the rocket launcher is looking really enticing. But no, the advanced filter is way more important. This is going to be amazing. Normal residue? How did you get stuck in here? Now these advanced filters are slightly faster, as you can see as well. That's really neat. Screwed it up again. And residue. There, better. And there's more gold coming our way. And would you look at that, a nice amount of water. Man, do I hate these. Now with the advanced filters though, let's see if we can make something way more simple. I'm gonna say advanced filter. You're going to block water. You're a clearing frame and a little liquid vent. Actually, I only want seed and wet seed. This should work, though I have said that before. Just look at the amount of amethylase that we have. Always an issue. I'm just gonna quickly light this on fire. That's a ton of seed. Just get it all down there. Clog it as hard as we can. And connect it up. There, and that works a treat. There to have a bit more airflow, because apparently if you do it like this, it doesn't work. Yeah, I think this is our final version. This is my preferred design for widgets, which are extremely small, extremely compact, and they only work with advanced filters, but they're great. So, next episode, we'll take care of all this amethylase. But for now, thank you for watching, and see you all next time.